Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. I was feeling some type of way about something that happened on yesterday. I got a call from a family friend about the death of somebody that was someone we knew mutually. And my reaction was, I'm surprised she lasted this long because she was sick. She was very sick. She was taking upwards to, let me put it like this, the medicines that she had them in a gallon-sized storage bag. And she took them, last time I saw her with those medicines, we were at a doctor's appointment. And she was showing me what she had. And then, I guess this is the part that kind of shook me, that I said it, even though, excuse me for clearing my throat. It's this morning. It's morning, so got a little, but you know, anyway. I made this statement also. I pray she made it in heaven, even if she had smoke on her heels. And when I thought about it, I said, you know, when I told my sister about her passing, and my sister didn't realize who I was talking about, and I told her, you know, my concern. Well, it wasn't a concern, but at that time. But when I told her what I said, she was like, "Woo." I said, "Well, I'm not trying to put nobody in hell. I want everybody to make it." I said, if I have to pray for the leaders of our country, you know, I pray for everybody else. I said, even if, you know, because my prayer for our leader is, I pray God's will be done. We are supposed to pray for the leaders and those in authority. So, this situation kind of bothered me because I was like, in a way that was kind of mean to say. Then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? People are always trying to make people who have passed away, they were this, and yes, and yes, and yes, they were this, and yes, they were that. Trying to be kind about that person, but some of those folks were hell on wheels. As old folks say, some of them folks was heifers in a half. It had been a long time since I seen her, and the reason was because when I made a mistake. My mom had cooked her some food, and she had paid my mom to cook her that food. But in the meantime, my mom had also cooked someone else some food. That's how she wanted what my mom was cooking, because my mom was preparing it for somebody else. This lady at our church, Brenda Ashford, was having a family reunion, and if you know, you know. Everybody that tastes my mom's dressing absolutely loves my mom's dressing. So Brenda Ashford asked my mom to prepare her some dressing for her family reunion. And so my mom did so. And this particular lady asked my mom to make her some. And when I was giving Brenda Ashford her dressing, it was because we were leaving the homegoing service, and I was handing her her dressing, and it was 2 pans, was it 3, whichever it was. I just gave her all that I saw. In the meantime, when we left to go to this lady's house, and she asked my mom asked my daughter to get the dressing out of the trunk. Or was it? Yeah, out of the trunk. And I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I was the guilty person. If I'm not mistaken. It was me that had given away her food. When we got there, I was sincere and apologized. I said, look, I'm so sorry. I gave your food away. It was a oversight on my part. I thought all of that was such and such as, you know, food and what have you. And this lady was on the phone, and like I said, I'm giving a sincere apology to her and everything. And she was like, so you gave the food that I paid for away? And she was on the phone, mind you, she on the phone talking to somebody, and she got real snarky, and she said, she did this dismissive thing. She said, just get out of my house. And I thought at that point I had lost my mind, because I started laughing hysterically. I started laughing hysterically, and her daughter saw everything go down, and her daughter was like, I'm so sorry, y'all want to go to the living room? I'm like, no. She said get out of her house. We finna go. And my mom and my baby were trying to explain. I'm like, no, she said get out of her house. Mind you, let me tell you the history behind this woman. I've known this woman since I was a young girl. The reason I know her is because she is the sister of one of my mom's best friends. This woman is, every time you see her, she was beautiful, beautiful smile, and not kind. If she did stuff for people, I think this is what people need to understand. Just because you have money and do something for people, or even if you don't have money, because you do something for someone, you have received your reward on earth, because you're looking for acknowledgement from men. And my interpretation of that, even though it doesn't say that, that's in the Bible. But even though it doesn't say what I'm about to say about my interpretation of that, God's saying, don't look to step your feet up in Him where I am, because you and I already got what you wanted on earth. Because if I truly feel like this, if you do something and you don't do it with the right heart, you might as well not have done it. He even says that with the tithes. Give it with a cheerful heart. Give it with a cheerful heart. Because if you're paying tithes instead of giving, keep it. Because He's not going to bless it. Okay? So, like I said, this lady had this kind of attitude. And she was real sickly. She was, last time I saw her, she was barely mobile. My mom had taken it upon herself, because she was retired, to help her, to take her to all her doctor's appointments, and even shop for her, even though she had a daughter in the home, a grown daughter in the home. But my mom had taken it upon herself to do all these things for this woman, because she needed help. I had helped her sister with her mom. Her sister lived out of the state, and she called me one day, and something was happening with her mom's caregiver, that she wasn't able to do, you know, what she had been doing before, whatever the circumstances were. And so my mom's friend called me and asked me, would I help? And I'm like, sure. So when I got to the house, it was total chaos. It was so many people in the house of this woman who was in her 80s, yet and still nobody was helping this woman. And I recall the situation being where the daughter came over that I'm talking about that passed on yesterday. The daughter came over and she was like, hey, everybody. One of those type people. She's always, you know, when you see her, she gives this air of being happy and joyful. But I'm going to say this too. Everybody that smiles and laughs is not happy, nor are they a good person, a kind person, because there's none good but the Father. But anyway, so going on back to the story, when I got to the house and saw all those people, when I told you it was upwards of 8 to 10 people in that house and nobody was helping take care of this elderly lady. So my mom's friend had already told me, you know, what the deal was. But I called her and told her, and she was like, I know. Because if y'all don't know, if I see something wrong, I'm a snitch. I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell. Especially if it's against the elderly, the disabled, and children. Definitely, I'm a snitch. I'm going to say something. So, this daughter had, the other daughter had come into the house. Hey, everybody. And she was smiling. I brought games for the kids to play. First of all, the kids don't live there. They don't live there. So it's like almost like the granddaughter had brought the great grandchildren over there for, I guess, for me to watch. For me to watch and see. This was something I believe I was doing on the weekend or whatever, because I would take my daughter Dacia with me, and I'm like, she bringing games for the kids. She ain't trying to see about her mama. And so, like I said, I've known her for a long time, so I knew she was one of those type people that kind of esteemed herself to be better than others because of things that she had. Her home, her car, her money, things of that, all of that. So, I'm always going to be gracious and cordial to somebody if, you know, I'm not going to be mean to anybody. I try my best to be cordial to everyone, because I'm thank God for Jesus. I'll say that. Okay. So leaving off from there, my mom's friend at one point said, well, Rachel, I'm going to bring Mom here with me and my family. I've made an apartment in my basement and everything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, good. I'm like, that's your mother. And she was telling me, well, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, that's your mama. I said, you know, so I don't have a problem with it, you know. And after all of that, the sister, like I said, after she had gotten really, really sick, you know, was on all these medications and barely mobile, she needed some help. But mind you, this person had kind of burned her bridges with everybody, I believe. And my mom, being retired, had the time to kind of help her. And so help in some other ways, and my mom was trying to get me to help her. She said, you know, she needs help with this, that, and the other. I was like, that's not my wheelhouse. I don't know anything about that. And she said, well, she's willing to pay good money. I'm like, her personality is going to clash with mine. I'm trying to stay holy. And so my mom started, helping her. Like I said, she was doing all these different things and, taking her somewhere everywhere, even shopping, and being out for hours, hours shopping. And almost her whole day was gone, the good part of her day was gone. And then for her to react the way that she did, now true enough, she was paying my mom and everything, but for her to act the way that she did toward us, and then I think she was trying to showboat to whoever she was on the phone with. I don't play them games. I did not darken her door anymore. I didn't, but I was feeling some type of way about how I responded to her death. I'm not glad that the woman is gone. I truly feel like God gave her time to try to get it right, because she had the wrong heart. Matter of fact, let me tell this part of the story. Anybody that would think that it's cute to tell a story about her being a teenager and she came into her family's, into the church that her and her family attended, and one of the elders said something to her. I don't know why the elder said something to her. She didn't tell that part, but I remember what I remember. She said that she cussed the elder out. As a teenager in the church, mind you, this lady's got to be, I don't know, she had to be close to 80 when she passed. Honey, that was unheard of back in the day. That was unheard of. And the elder told her parents, and I don't know, because her dad was a disciplinarian. I remember him. I don't know if he had something against the elder or he just treated her different, but she said that she didn't get any punishment. I said, I know they tore your behind up. And she laughed and telling the story. She said, She said, they ain't do nothing to me. She said, my parents didn't do nothing to me. So, I don't know if there was a difference made, and that was some of the reason why she was the way she was, because I'm sure she was a beautiful person, aesthetically, as a young person. I think she might have been the more attractive of all of them in people's eyes. But I don't care, and I have said this. I don't care if you feel like, I saw this woman who was being made fun of on the internet, and this woman is a lawyer, very intelligent, and she felt good about herself. Woman from Africa. I forgot what part of Africa, but she got bullied, and people were talking about her online, and she was like, I couldn't believe this was happening, because she did not look aesthetically pleasing to the majority of people. But I tell you what, that smile that I saw was beautiful, and she loved herself. It don't matter how people see you. What kind of heart do you have? Are you a decent human being? Are you kind? Are you thoughtful? Do you have empathy and sympathy for others when they're going through something? That's what matters. Not how you look. Because what this woman found out, as beautiful as she may have been in her youth, God brought her down where she was barely mobile, yet and still her heart was dark like coal. All I could say is, like I said before, I pray she got into heaven, because I hadn't had no dealings with her in a long time. If you treat me like I'm trash, I thank God didn't allow me to take her out. He had saved me by that time, so I was a different person. But I really believe I lost my mind for a little while when she put us at her house. Woo, baby, even thinking about it now, Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. You people who are always looking at folks with your nose turned up because they don't have what you have, they can't do what you do. You really need to take a look at yourself. Examine yourself and ask God to help you to change. Because you can't make it in like that. Y'all so worried about this life. Y'all so worried about this life. It's temporary. But everlasting life is just that. It's forever. Y'all so worried about what you look like, what people think of you. What God think about you? What God think about you? I had to examine how I felt about that situation. I still am confused and not knowing exactly if I was right or wrong for what I said. Because I ain't finna lie. I ain't finna lie to say you don't supposed to speak ill of the dead. Well, if the dead was evil, if the dead was not kind, and all these things, I don't care how beautiful. I don't care how beautiful or how much money and all these things. The family, Eddie Patterson, raised me. Eddie Patterson raised me, and I didn't grow up with those values because you got money. People esteem her very highly, and she could barely pay for her medications before she left this world. She could barely pay for, with that little Social Security check that she received, she could barely pay for her medication. But yet and still, she found a way to help so many people. So many people. And we found these things out after she died. Unlike, like I was talking about this person, telling people, oh, I did this for that person, I did that for that person. But did you do it with the right heart? Or was it that you were looking for your reward here on earth from man? Like I said, I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure. I'm still asking God I'm searching my own heart to see if I was right, because I felt some type of way after I said what I said. But no lies was told. No lies was told. I didn't wish death on her. It was just I was really surprised that she had been alive. She was still alive after all of that. And that was the truth. I was surprised that she had lived as long as she did. And when I said I pray that she made it into heaven, even if she had smoke on her heels, it might sound cruel, but I pray that she made it into heaven. I really do. God gave her a lot of time for self-examination. When you burnt all your bridges, and even because her sister is very kind, very kind. When people start falling off from the wayside that are good people and kind people because you're not good and kind, it's time for self-examination. Maybe he gave her enough time on this earth to get it right before she left. Honor God in everything that you do. Honor God in everything that you do. Give God the glory in everything that you do and in His way and in His word. Y'all be blessed. I love you.